Viper 6 Alert Day posted for all of tomorrow as we're tracking strong to severe storms moving in. I'll have all the details coming up.
Now at 10, a mother is behind bars charged with child abuse in Columbia County. What investigators say happened. And a local animal shelter in need of assistance, how you can help them keep their doors open. And the Richmond County School System has formed a Code of Conduct Committee and boosted bus driver salary. As your news at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. One person is dead after a shooting in North Augusta. It happened today on Weston Road near Atomic Road. Investigators say 24-year-old Carnell Melius III was shot at least once. He died at the scene. No word on any suspects in the case. One person is dead after a shooting. We just mentioned that in North Augusta, but we do have information about a fire at a post office. Flames were coming out of the building on Jefferson Davis Highway when firefighters arrived. Investigators say no one was inside when the fire broke out. The Postal Service and ATF are investigating this fire. A Grovetown woman is in jail after investigators say she left her one-year-old son in a closet for hours while she delivered DoorDash orders.
And I was just blown away that someone would leave their child, underage child, in the house like that. Had I known, I probably would have reported it.
According to an incident report, the one-year-old's grandmother called Columbia County Sheriff's Office to do a welfare check. She told them she was informed by the child's father that the child was left unattended between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. when Sebastian worked. In Georgia, children between the ages of 9 and 12 can be left alone for less than 2 hours, and children 13 or older can be left alone for more than 2 hours.
I definitely wouldn't leave a child like under the age of 13 at home alone like that for a long period of time, especially not at night, because from what I was told, the child normally is left there at night, and I'm like, I wish I would have known, because I would have definitely reported. So it's not acceptable.
According to a sheriff's office report, Columbia County firefighters found the 22-month-old sleeping on the floor in a closet in Sebastian's apartment on Gristmill Court. The child was surrounded by trash with bruises on his body and what appeared to be feces in his ear. There were also 8 animals found in the home, many of them covered in feces.
She did mention her house was maybe not the cleanest and she was embarrassed about having guests over.
The incident report says Sebastian showed no remorse for her actions, was only concerned about her animals, and said she left her son unattended because the car seat wasn't good for his spine. People who also live in the apartment building are shocked and hope for a good outcome.
I hope that she finds God.
Well, time now for a first look at our weather, and meteorologist Jennifer Tracci is in for us tonight, and it's the calm before the storm.
That's right. We're not seeing any rain right now. In fact, it's actually mostly clear outside with some comfortable temperatures. Overall, can't complain so far. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam outside the station. Today's high temperature was below average once again, 85 degrees, 6 degrees below our average of 91. A little bit cooler than usual in the morning as well. Woke up to a low of 61 degrees. And right now we're starting to see some upper 60s. The rest of us in the low 70s still. Augusta sitting at 71 degrees, 73 in Allendale, 72 in Barnwell, 70 in Millen. Seeing a lot more 70s around as well. Wrightsville, Gibson, Washington, Lincolnton sitting at 73 degrees. Our dew points are anywhere from the low to mid 60s. It's definitely a little bit drier in our northern counties, but as the the stationary front starts to move up towards the north, we're getting more moisture across our area. A little bit breezy as well. 7-mile-per-hour winds in Aiken and Augusta, 5 in Waynesboro, 8 in Millen. And for satellite and radar, we aren't seeing any rain at this time, but we do have some passing clouds in our southern counties. So as I mentioned, we do have a stationary front across the area. This will eventually move in as a warm front, and that'll bring us the chance of rain starting tomorrow morning. And that's why we have that Viper 6 alert day in effect, seeing some strong storms over across the Ark-La-Tex region right now with more showers off the coast. Now for our morning, expect that rain starting around 5 a.m., continuing until 8 a.m. Some storms could become strong to severe early in the morning as well, with temperatures in those mid to upper 60s. So we have a Viper 6 alert day tomorrow. Waves of rain and storms throughout the entire day, some becoming strong to severe, containing hail, gusty winds, and the possibility of some localized flooding as well. So coming up, I'll have all the details, plus a look at your futurecast. So stay with us, but back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much, Jenna. We'll see you then. A local animal shelter has fallen on hard times and needs your help. Tiffany Hobbs has the story.
The CSRA Humane Society provides a safe haven for animals without homes, and there are several ways that you can help them take care of animals like Belle here and her friends.
I remember when I first moved down here with my job, and I remember I'd see just so many homeless pets around, and it was far less than there are today. But I was like, I want to do something to help them.
The animal shelter located on Wood Street is in need of food and household items like laundry detergent and garbage bags.
And then the people, just the extra people on the weekends to help with the cleaning, and it's getting warmer out, so soon washing dogs.
And now that it's getting warmer, Collins tells us that donations will be a great help towards their utility bills, which can reach up to $1,500 per month in the summer. She says that people can bring their donations at any time.
I always tell people, where it's inconvenient for them to come on a Saturday when we're open or on a Monday evening, you can always leave stuff at the gate.
Collins says volunteers and donors are the lifeline to keeping their doors open.
Every day that phone rings, and every day I've got probably 20, 30 people that found a pet or can't take their pet with them or are no longer able to take care of their pet. And it's super overwhelming, and not just for us, but for every rescue in this community.
Lately, volunteers from Fort Gordon and donations from the community and a local Girl Scout troop have been especially helpful for the shelter. Collins says despite the hard times the shelter is experiencing, she will always show up for the animals.
So there's some heartbreaking days and there's some tough days, but I think about them and and they're used to me too, so I think they expect me to show up as well. They're like my little bosses, my little fur bosses.
For more information on how you can help the CSRA Humane Society, visit us at wjbf.com. In Augusta, I'm Tiffany Hobbs, WJBF, News Channel 6.
County school board members met, and they not only talked about educating children, but also schooling parents in the new year. Nikita Dennis is live in the Satellite News Center with the details. Nikita.
Yeah, board members are reviewing their code of conduct, making sure students and parents know that some actions while in school will not be tolerated.
It may be the summer, but Richmond County School System board members say it's time to educate parents on the do's and don'ts of behavior. Board members say this comes on the heels of countless reports of bad behavior towards teachers and administrators.
Teacher, just not working for me no more. I don't know about nobody else. Parents coming into schools, wanting to do some of the things they do, it's just not working for me. So I like to see our student code of conduct be strengthened, and in the front of it, we spell out to the parents what we're not going to tolerate.
During Tuesday night's Board of Education meeting, members approved to form a Code of Conduct Committee. They say the committee will help get the message out to parents before the upcoming school year to enforce rules.
Zero tolerance just don't work. We know that. It just doesn't work because there could be some extenuating circumstances. Some things can be handled without harsh repercussions. I think as a board, I think everybody knows that as a board we support our teachers and administration.
Jimmy Atkins with District 8 says the Code of Conduct doesn't just apply to behavior issues.
This past school year, we had more and more and more cases of children bringing the inappropriate things to school, whether it was a toy gun, a water gun. Some of these toy guns that I don't even know what they're called nowadays.
The committee plans to start meeting within the next week. Live in the Satellite News Center, Nikita Dennis, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Still ahead, former President Donald Trump pleading not guilty on 37 federal charges today. We'll have more when we come back.
Hello, I'm Mike. It's Stu, located at 383 Tower Drive in Augusta.
This is a WJBF Live Viper 6 alert.
We are going to be under a Viper 6 alert day tomorrow as we track rounds of heavy rain and some strong to severe thunderstorms. But in the meantime, it is a pretty pleasant evening. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam over at the Momentum Center in Aiken. No rain at this time and still sitting in those low 70s. We have a southwest wind of 7 miles per hour, bringing in more moisture and fueling the potential of thunderstorms tomorrow. Dew points sitting in the mid-60s, so not too high, but definitely still a muggy night. We're seeing those low 70s for the most part. 72 in Crawfordville, 73 in Sparta and Sandersville, Evans at 74, 71 in Aiken, 72 in Barnwell, and 70 in Millen. Most of us under clear skies, just some passing clouds around Burke County, Jefferson, and the Sandersville area. We do have a stationary front situated right across the southeast, and we have batch of showers off the coastline and more showers and thunderstorms right around the Arklatex area here. That's the border of Texas, Louisiana, and Arkansas. We're seeing those flashing yellow polygons for some damaging winds and hail. Now this threat moves off towards the east tomorrow. This frontal boundary staying in place here, triggering the showers and storms over the course of the day on Wednesday. Now tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., around half our area will be seeing some rainfall, upper 60s, making it to 70 degrees at 9 a.m. Another cooler than average day, only topping off in the low 80s because of the rain and storms, and definitely very windy with those winds coming in from the west. Rain chances are pretty high all week long, tomorrow being the only Viper 6 alert day, but then on Thursday still a decent chance of showers and some weak thunderstorms. Will briefly dry out on Friday, and then those rain chances increase into the weekend. For tomorrow's severe weather outlook, the majority of our area is under a slight risk. That's level 2 out of 5 on our scale. But more notably, we're also under a significant hail outlook, something we don't see very often, especially for this large of an area. This means that severe hail will be significant, meaning that it could cause some damage to your vehicles. This would be 2 inches in diameter or larger, when typically we see around pea-size to quarter-size hail only getting up to around an inch. So this would definitely be very significant for our area, anywhere from, say, Crawfordville down into parts of Screven County. Now let's go into our futurecast now. Tomorrow at 5 a.m. we could see some storms start to pop up, but the bulk of the rain won't come until around 7, 8 a.m., becoming pretty widespread. Definitely some heavy downpours with embedded thunderstorms in here that could contain those hail and damaging winds. We'll have a bit of a break throughout the early afternoon, then by the evening starting to see those stronger cells start to pop up, and then by 9 p.m. same thing. So just on and off waves of rain and storms, even as we go into 11 o'clock to 2 a.m. on Thursday. At this point, no longer a severe threat, but still very heavy rain coming down in our southern counties. And then we'll see a break as you head out the door Thursday morning, but looking out towards the west, more rain will be moving in. So overall, our threats here are isolated flooding possible with rain totals reaching around 2 to 3 inches, damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. The hail, once again, will likely be at 1 inch. It's definitely a likely hail threat, but it's possible we could see some 2-inch hail or larger. And the good news is that we do have a low chance of tornadoes. Now, our lows tonight will be in the mid to upper 60s, and for tomorrow, topping off in the low 80s. Another below average day by almost 10 degrees. Your 10-day forecast showing the 80s over the next couple of days with the high rain chances. Back to sunshine on Friday, and then more storms over Father's Day weekend, continuing to next week and staying in those upper 80s. And we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Me encanta, qué práctica.
So low. So you. Atlanta and Augusta Sewing Center.
Hi, from Amick Farms. Visit countonamick.com to apply today.
And last but not least, former NFL running back Peyton Hillis is sharing his story for the first time after he saved his young son and niece from a dangerous rip current that nearly cost him his life.
In an exclusive interview with Michael Strahan, he's talking about how he's doing.
Here's Melissa Adam with the story.
Former NFL running back Peyton Hillis seen here fighting for his life on the beach after the 37-year-old swam into the ocean to rescue his 9-year-old son and 8-year-old niece from a rip current in Pensacola, Florida back in January.
it is 100% a miracle that somebody didn't die.
Hillis telling Michael Strahan how he does not remember seeing any lifeguards or red flags on the beach. County officials say they were patrolling the area. Hillis saying he was forced to decide who to save first.
I think the scariest point to me was when I'm swimming to my son and I have to pass by him because my niece is in more danger.
You had to make a decision.
Yes, but I knew that I had to pass him up to get to Camille first because, if I didn't, there's no way she would have made it. And so swam past my son and I got to Camille and she starts freaking out, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. I go, honey, you're not gonna die. That's not gonna happen.
Once his niece was safe on a boogie board, along with her mother, who'd also swam out to save her, Hillis swam back for his son.
You're just thinking, Lord, please, I really don't care about my life. I don't. But if I can get him out of here, then that's the only thing I'm gonna care about.
Once back on shore with the children, Hillis collapsed. He suffered lung and kidney failure and spent 10 days in the ICU until he regained consciousness.
It makes you realize what's really important. If you're not here for your loved ones, your family, your friends, why are you here?
Hillis says he doesn't consider himself a hero. He just calls himself Dad. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
He's definitely a hero.
Yeah. That's scary.
Wow. Rip currents are so scary. Well, our weather is going to be pretty strong to severe tomorrow. We're tracking a lot of rain and storms, so we do have a Viper 6 alert day in effect.
News continues on WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Hogan's Heroes next.
Erica.
It's a nice night, but things are changing tomorrow. We have a Viper 6 alert day posted for all of Wednesday as we track strong to severe storms. I'll have all the details coming up.
Now at 11, the Richmond County Board of Education has new code of conduct plans. We have the details. Plus, a mother in Grovetown arrested and charged with child cruelty. We'll hear from a stunned neighbor. And what lawmakers are doing to ensure every child at school eats. As your news at 11 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with the Richmond County. Shania Sebastian was arrested and charged with cruelty to children and cruelty to animals. Time now for a first check of our forecast with meteorologist Jenna Petracci. And we were pretty clear today, sunshiny, nice, warm, but tomorrow is a different story.
Yeah, that's right. Most of the CSRA was nice and dry today. We just had some light rain showers and a few storms in our southern line counties, but now the entire area is nice and dry. Overall, a nice night outside. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Aiken. We had a high temperature today of 85 degrees, another below average day. Typically, we're in the low 90s for this time of the year, but that hasn't been the case for some time now. Low of 61 this morning on the cool side, and no rain recorded in Augusta today. Sitting at 71 degrees in town, 72 in Barnwell, 70 in Thompson and Evans. Aiken sitting in the upper 60s, 70 in Millen. Wrightsville also at 70 and seeing 68 now in Edgefield. Dew points are anywhere from the upper 50s through mid 60s, a little bit drier in our northern counties, but overall getting a lot more moisture moving in, along with some breezy conditions. 8-mile-per-hour winds in Augusta, 5 in Aiken. Tomorrow, get ready for a pretty windy day. Moisture is on the rise, and that'll allow for some storms to pop up as well. Right now, though, nice and clear outside, not even seeing any rain anywhere across the two-state. Showers and storms off the coast, and then more storms popping up around Louisiana, Arkansas, and Texas, where there's a severe thunderstorm watch. We're seeing a few flashing polygons now indicating some hail and gusty winds. So this system is moving into our direction, and we'll be seeing some storms by tomorrow morning. Now, only half the area will see thunderstorms around 5, 6, 7 a.m. And then as we go into 8 o'clock, that's when it will become more widespread. Temperatures in those upper 60s. So we do have a Viper 6 alert day tomorrow as we track the possibility of strong to severe storms. Those will be for hail, gusty winds, and flooding. The tornado threat remains low. I'll have all the details on your forecast with a look at the futurecast coming up shortly, but back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much, Jenna. It's been more than a year.
Your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
I hope you had a great Tuesday. It was pretty dry across most of the CSRA. CSRA. Just some isolated thunderstorms and a little bit of light rain in our southern counties, but right now looking great across the entire area. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam at Washington Road. Nice summer night sitting at 71 degrees, southwest winds of 8 miles per hour. We have dew points in the mid 60s, so feeling a little bit muggy outside with most of us in the low 70s. Just seeing those upper 60s over in the Midlands, 67 in McCormick, 64 in Saluda, a little bit cooler. Barnwell at 72, 70 in Waynesboro, 71 in Sandersville, pretty consistent towards the west. Now for satellite and radar, only a few passing clouds. Other than that, nice and clear and not a single drop of rain nearby. We do have showers off the coast though of South Carolina along a stationary front. This is what's going to continue to stay in the area through Thursday, bringing waves of showers and storms. And right now we do have some active weather across the Arklatex region here. Severe thunderstorm watch in place with a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. Now it's going to be a very stormy day across the entire southeast tomorrow. This frontal boundary will continue to bring on and off showers and storms starting tomorrow morning. So when you're headed out the door, prepare for the rain and storms, especially if you're in our western counties. They will get hit with the rain first, then it will move across the entire area by around 9 a.m. and we'll have on and off storms throughout the rest of the day. Rain chances are staying pretty high all week long. Tomorrow a Viper 6 alert day though for the possibility of severe weather. Mostly just rain on Thursday, a few weaker storms drying out nicely on Friday, and then more activity over Father's Day weekend. Our slight risk for tomorrow goes all the way up into Saluda County. Then we see a marginal risk, so less of a threat. I'd say even for Wilkes through McCormick, really not expecting as much severe weather, if anything there. I do think the highest threat will be anywhere from Sparta down into Millen, and that's where we have this risk of significant hail. So this is something we don't see very often. Typically when we have hail here in the CSRA, it's pea size to a quarter size, which is an inch in diameter, but this is showing the possibility of 2 inches in diameter or larger, which will cause some significant damage to vehicles. So definitely park your cars inside tomorrow if you have or park your car under a carport or garage if you have them for tomorrow. By 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, could see some storms, but I'd say the majority of it won't come until around 7 a.m. By 8 a.m. becoming pretty widespread. We will have the chance of severe weather all day long, but a lower threat in the morning. Mostly looks like widespread heavy rainfall. Then as we go into the afternoon, we'll see some stronger cells develop. These are what can contain some large hail and definitely some damaging winds. Now we don't have a tornado threat, but remember winds can still cause a lot of damage as well. Now for Thursday morning, still dealing with widespread heavy rain. Definitely could see some isolated flooding problems in those southwest counties. We'll have a bit of a break when headed out the door, and then another batch of rain will come through for the rest of Thursday. So overall, tracking heavy rain, damaging winds. Once again, the hail could be very large, but a nice and low tornado threat, so that's the good news. Lows tonight will be in the mid to upper 60s with the storm starting around 6 a.m. Highs tomorrow in the low 80s, another below average day. Rain and clouds keeping us on the cooler side. Then we'll warm up to 86 on Thursday, still a high chance of rain, mostly sunny and dry on Friday. More storms over the weekend and into next week. High temperatures staying pretty consistent in the upper 80s. Looks like another below average week. Been that way for a while. Definitely pretty cool for the month of June.
Yes, I don't mind that at all.
I know. I can't believe we haven't had a 95 day yet.
Shh, don't say it.
I know.
We're not even going to think those thoughts.
Nope. Well, it's not coming anytime soon, so you're in luck.
Good. Thanks so much. Well, the Georgia Budget and Policy Institute.
The live Viper 6 mobile app. Download it today.
Here's another look at your 10-day forecast. We have a Viper 6 alert day tomorrow, 80% chance of some heavy rain and strong to severe storms. High rain chances on Thursday as well, 86 degrees, making it into the low 90s on Friday, drying out and sunny. More storms over Father's Day weekend, temperatures climbing into the low 90s as well. And then we'll see the upper 80s again next week with more rain chances sticking around.
All right, well, thanks so much for joining us. That'll do it for us. Don't forget that Mary and Barkley and John will join you at 4:30 in the morning. Wake up with them. Have a good night.